Naglante job reservation policy khilaf dangkor controversy olagina review mang kuri thaga samai kali July 9 de 5 tribes committee on review of reservation policy ra state de 48 sal indefinite reservation policy khilaf Kohimade sit-in protest rakishe protest on Nagaland civil secretariat de thakishi aro protesters kanbra placards kan turigin andolan kurshe details sai sabo
On behalf of the 5 tribes core committee on review of reservation policy, welcome you all to this historic sit-in protest. 48 years, apni sab puri ase indefinite reservation policy, and the time on everybody's mind, everybody's thinking hard is it is enough. Amakan নিজৰ একটা individual para bhavna kora to it doesn't translate unless we come together on a single platform. Today we are here. 2016, our student bodies, 5 student bodies had come together and had issued 6 charter of demands to the government. It dragged on for 6 years. The government conveniently said that it will be after next census. The issue ended there only. Having sensed that 5 apex bodies came in August 2023, it's time for the parent body, the apex body to step in. August 2023, the committee formed apex body representative representing the tribe, and 5 of us are here today. We had done our homework. We had met different people, different stakeholders, people who could give opinions, retired officers, serving officers, and people well versed in policy matters. We had come to a conclusion that it's time to take the matter to the state government. Just on September 20, Amakan Jagina, Honorable Chief Minister ke memorandum submit kurishe. There, many of you must have already gone through it. We had pointed out the issues that were not addressed, and we came to a conclusion, 2 core demands, that is, either scrap the policy if the government is not interested, or give us the balance of unreserved quota. It is 2 core demand as a day. In September the dirishe, government sabo koigena iku nokurigena March bi khatam hoje. On April 26th, we gave an ultimatum, a 1-month ultimatum. You all must have come across it, that unless our demands are addressed, we'll take to democratic form of protest. Government to equal action nai. We decided on May 24 that starting May 29th, we will start with our agitations. In continuation with that, May 29, Amakan sub-district headquarters day protest march kurshi, drawing the attention of the government. The government, as it is always known, 28th Amakan laga address kuribo, meeting kuribo, call of kuri gosho lebi. We went ahead since we were ready, and the protest, despite the inclement weather, was a success in all the districts. June 30, government Amakan ke invite Kuranchna Jaishe. It was our Deputy Chief Minister Home, Shri Y. Patton, was the chairman of that meeting. And in that meeting, we reiterated our core demands, the 2 core demands. But then, the meeting can come to conclusion that there will be an independent commission. Now, this is for the audience. I'll tell you, that is not our demand in the first place. The government say, unless there is a commission to look into it, we cannot simply take action. Okay, we said yes. Then they say give us 2 weeks time for the cabinet to sit and 1 month time for the commission to be constituted. It was 2 weeks time. Dishe cabinet said on 12th June. Media nothing was communicated to us. And then, here said the commission to set up that was not our demand in the first place. July 2, the Honorable Chief Minister said that any reservation review will be done only after census. The same old excuse. Now, if you all remember, census to announce crucial next year, March the house listing jabo, 27 March the 2027 March the head count jabo, and many of you are in government service also, and having stayed in Kohima Thaka, you must be well aware. Itu exal to jabo, ini ka hole election bhi hai jabo. To census piche de ase koile ro aro commission to 2-3 years to ki kuri thakibo. It's a mockery. That's why we decided to go ahead with agitation starting today. Yesterday there was an appeal from the government that must have confused some section of our society also, but then we were very firm. Okay, since the government and the ministers requested us when the Honorable CM is currently abroad, sitting across the table, we also said, okay then, we will limit our protest to sit-in one-day protest, that is today, since we are already prepared, and we are prepared, if you are prepared to honor your commitment and let the Chief Minister come. That is our standards of today. If that doesn't materialize, we'll move on to our next step of agitation, and I request you all to be ready. Why? Because many of you here who are no more students, who are already mothers, who are already fathers, you may not benefit, I may not benefit, but it is your children, it is your grandchildren, the future, who is going to benefit. And unless today, even if we are inconvenienced for us to stand here also, unless we do this sacrifice, our children are not going to have a clear future. That's why I thank you all for coming here to.
Is this what envisioned? A policy that by now should have evolved, revised, or concluded has instead become permanent by neglect. Government to itu luigna permanent laga provision banai dis. Tan laga negligence pra. Over the years, state government has constituted several committees to study and recommend changes to this policy. But what has happened? Committee alak beshi constitute kurigna itu reservation policy examine kuribole review kuribole kurise holebi itu khan laga report to kute ase. Their reports lie in cold storage, gathering dust, and the concerns raised have gone unheard. Tate ta khan ki recommend kurise government need to eku action loa nai, except a few token adjustment. Piecemeal de yate tate pick up kurina dusra to ni philai dis. As we continue to praise for change, we must also highlight the core issues that demand urgent examination if government truly intends to review the policy. Government to itu policy to review koribo lage, scrap na korikina review koribo lage, koilibi itu core issue kanto charibo na lage. Number 1 ase reservation policy duration do itu indefinite thakibo naki. Number 2 ase concept of internal reservation and the discrimination it has created. Amikan sob scheduled tribe ase itu scheduled tribe reservation do 80% rakhiche, itu 80% de bitter aro reservation rakhina itia half century jai ase without reviewing. Third ase multiple benefits and flexible options, and the lack of a creamy layer exclusion for backward tribes. Backward tribes can reservation pa can be deserving kan to napai. Creamy layers can enjoy kore tatebi. Aro takan dole multiple option ase. Open competition debi takan kuribo pare, reserve quota debi pabo pare. Open de napai kule tate reservation de jaina loi lobo. Aro ami kan so-called advanced tribes kan to takan pra high mark paile bi takan to napai. Takan pra category low. Suppose in Amigan la candidate kan to 80% pai na panai takan to le 50% de pai jaise. So is it not a discrimination? Charta kutha se unjust age relaxations and cut-off marks. Discrepancies that put others at a disadvantage. Cut-off mark bhi komti bishi duita category banaise, age relaxation bhi bishi di dise, sob option open to reserve categories. Panchta kutha ase backlot of reserve posts. Backlot reservation category te backlot post to bishi hoi jaise. Olibi takhan backward tribe khan pra itu fill up koribole qualified nai. Itu karone ni sal de itu advertise kuri na jai ase. For example, education sector, 47 teaching posts remain unfilled due to a lack of qualified applicants from the reserve categories. These posts are advertised and re-advertised every year to no avail, while deserving qualified candidates from our tribes are denied the opportunity to serve. Idman post rakise backlot ase reserve category khan ase takhan manu nahatok to 10 saal bhi jabo naki 15 saal jabo naki aro ami khan laga yate qualified khan borta korina unemployed hoina deprived korina thaki ase. So is this justice? Is this what affirmative action was supposed to look like? Moreover, the current system based solely on tribe status is deeply flawed. Tribe-wise reservation system to flawed ase. It fails to distinguish between those who are truly disadvantaged and those who are not. Reservation should target economic and social backwardness. Economic and social backwardness saikana reservation dibo lage. Itu constitution provision dibi ase. Olebi itu misuse hoi jai ase. Many people in pocket areas, regardless of tribe, face real hardship, but this policy does not reach them. Ami khan tribe advance koile bhi, backward koile bhi, bishi jagate hussa bhi economically aro socially backward khan ase. Itu reservation to takhange bhi na panche. Reservation tribe pa khan bhi takhange bhi na panche. Itu defective to itu ase. Let us not forget this crucial fact. In Nagaland, all tribes are scheduled tribes. So, tribe tole scheduled tribes hai. So, the continued classification into backward and advanced tribe is not only unjust, it is discriminatory and divisive. Amikhan tribe majote, Naga tribe majote, reservation policy haligana amikhan majote discrimination rakhi ase, aro divisive policy ase. We therefore reiterate our clear and rightful demands. Either scrap the reservation policy entirely or allocate the remaining unreserved quota fairly to the 5 aggrieved tribes, Angami, Ao, Sumi, Lutha, and Rengma. On 3rd June 2025, state government convened a joint meeting with the 5 tribes at the Chief Secretary's Conference Hall. We were told that within a fortnight, a decision on setting up of commission would be conveyed and that within a month, action would be taken on our demands. We urge the government, do not delay justice any longer. We want a government where every tribe is treated fairly, where merit, equality, and opportunity are not sacrificed at the altar of outdated policies. Before I conclude, I thank all the apex tribal organizations, civil society, and concerned citizens who continue to support this cause. Let us remain united, firm, and peaceful in our stand.
This fight is not against our brothers and sisters from the backward community. This fight is against the government, which has been keeping this reservation policy for the last 48 years, not reviewing this policy. As a progressive society, when people progresses, reservation policy should be do away with. Nagaland is a very literate state. Nagaland stands in the 3rd position in the literacy rate with a percentage of 95.7%. And I think the state government should also understand that a state with a very high literacy rate should always have and should always offer meritocracy. When we see something that is not right, we should speak up, we should say something, we should do something. We are very happy and grateful to the leaders, our parent leaders, for taking up this issue. Even though their days are gone, they have shown serious concern to our youth, and we can assure that we will give our full support in this issue.
Introduced to bring equality, to uplift the weaker sections of the society. But what was meant to be temporary has now become permanent. And now we ask, how long must we wait? How long will the merit and equal opportunity be ignored?
Saisugale crowd kan saisugale aman bisibak do overage hoigna baba makan aro maybe some of the youths are also already overage. Itu nisna reservation policy do 48 years hoise, almost 48 years, and it's going to hit a half century. So we appealed to the Nagaland government to not let us celebrate half century for this reservation policy. And itu amala reservation policy do saisugale amala 5 tribes kani do bishi patients loigna aman aise. Enough is enough.
Is it really amikhan laga reservation backward kan thagya khan hossa labra reservation bra policy thagya laga backward kan bra do benefit pasina nai no hoy. Only the creamy layers are enjoying. Itu gune amikhan laga backward tribe kan. Itu backward tribe kan gibi appeal kure ase tagan bi to fully support kurwa lage. Kile mane amikhan itu reservation itu review kuribi gwaro sob manu naga manu backward asol backward thaga kan ge to benefit hobole garni to review kuribi gwa laga he ase tagan ge itu tagan laga jaigina tagan deserving laga amikhan othai lobo itula kotha noy hoilebi osab rabi benefit ola khange benefit pabo lage itu garne review goro lage aro 48 years to sob manu bi gwa ase 48 years is enough. Itu garne amikhan Rengma Youth Organization strongly itu 5 tribe committee khange itu fully support ase aji obi piche de olibi amikhan committee kan kiti amikhan ke matibo amikhan aibo koigina itu sob ke janai di ase. Thank you.
Way back in 1977, when the then government of Nagaland adopted the reservation policy and implemented the policy, their motive was very clear: to uplift the status of the less privileged, the so-called backward tribe. And so we do appreciate the government of back then in 1977. But now the policy has become a deprivation of the so-called advanced tribes. We want to make it loud and clear that 48 years, which is almost half a century, is enough. We are not saying that 48 years is too much. We are saying that 48 years is enough.
In the beginning, the secretary of the committee, he has mentioned about the parent body, the parents present here, that the parents, they are not going to benefit from this. It is their children, it is us, the students' community. It is for us that the parent body, the ho-hos, are fighting for. So I take this opportunity to stand before you, to speak on an issue that has long remained unaddressed: the urgent need to revise our reservation policy, especially as it concerns our tribal communities.
We are here requesting the government to make a review on this. Whether these long 48 years have really benefited the backward tribes, the so-called backward tribes. We don't want to mention backward or forward. This is not what we wish to say, because there is no class in Naga society. We are all equals, and we don't want to refer other tribes as backwards. So, in general, we are all equals. There may be some economically backward classes. We do consider and we do sympathy with them. But today, because of this reservation policy, the merit have been dined on. The competitive spirit has gone down. So we want the government to review whether this is really benefiting, or whether this is really going to the so-called economic backward classes, which has been reserved for these people. If we review this, we will come to know. So we wanted the government to review all these things. But then, since government has not done on this request, today we have gathered here.
See, on June 3rd meeting, as we had reiterated earlier, the commission was an outcome of that meeting, and the government assured that the cabinet will sit within a fortnight, 2 weeks, and also form the commission within a month. So after that meeting, the cabinet has sat on June 12th. That's what we were given to understand by the reports in the media. But then 1 month passed, but there was no sign of setting up a commission. That's why in July we had taken a decision to go ahead with the protest starting today. It's only late in the evening yesterday that the government had intimated us that they are in the process of setting up a commission. But I don't think that suffices, because it was to be set up within a month. It's already over a month. We are in dark. But then, having said that, that is not our original demand. Our core demand remains the scrapping of the policy, as well as the government does not have the guts to do that and give us the balance of our reserve. That has been our core demand, and we've been consistent with that.
Why do you think, census is an excuse? You have said that earlier, that census is an excuse to delay
Can you
it.
be more louder?
Oh, yeah. You earlier said that census is an excuse to delay what the 5 tribes have been demanding. Can you highlight more in this regard?
Yes, I'll take you back into time in 2016, when 5 student bodies from 5 tribes have come together on a platform and submitted 6 charter of demands. It went until 2022, 6 years to be precise. That time there was a cabinet subcommittee headed by the Deputy Chief Minister. And the conclusion of that cabinet subcommittee and of the state cabinet is there will be no review until the next census. So that has been an excuse to stonewall the demands way back in 22. This is 25, 3 years have passed. And also taking the excuse of next census, which is scheduled house listing in March 26 and head count after March 27. So it'll go for more than a year. Then what will the commission do in 2 to 3 years if they take the excuse of census to carry out the review of the reservation policy? So that's why we are here to press our core demands.
Has the 5 tribes committee received any direct communication from the government since the June 12th cabinet decision?
Yes, yesterday itself they have issued a press release. They have addressed to us. You must have come across that press release issued by the government also. But then it just tells us that the government is in the process of setting up a commission, which does not really satisfies our demand.
Sir, as we know that on April 2023 and on August 2023 also, you have submitted memorandums to even the CM, and he had assured you that there will be some changes, but due to lack of that, what do you think that, why is the delay from the government side? What do you think is the actual cause of the delay, and why are they doing it so?
The reason is best known to the government why they are delaying. It's been 48 years. The reason is best known to them. Maybe they don't want to, literally have that political will to carry out major reforms in policy and governance. So that shows a weakened system also. The government is adamant on, giving excuse one after another. Yesterday, you must have come across a letter. It says the government is in the process. So the process to how many years? There's no definite timeline. Whereas they agreed timeline within a month on June 3rd. So by July 3rd, the composition of the commission and the terms of reference should have been notified. That was what was agreed.
Are they inviting
Nothing as such. They only say that the Honorable Chief Minister is currently out of the station, or rather out of the country. So once the Honorable CM comes, we'll have a immediate sitting. That is the only assurance so far. And based on that, we were supposed to have a indefinite sit-in protest, but we also have to honor part of their request also. That's why we are limiting to a one-day protest as of today. And we will see the outcome once the Honorable Chief Minister returns. Then we'll see whether we can sit across the table and sort it out.
So how was the policy that was actually meant to benefit the weaker sections of the society, in your words, created a divide between the haves and the have-nots now?
It is already 48 years, and the people who have availed it, their children have availed it, the grandchildren are going to avail it. It has created a particular class of creamy layers. Now, if you look carefully, advanced tribe, there are so many pockets, there are so many population which are still, economically so weak. Do they deserve to be in that condition by virtue of being an advanced tribe? On the contrary, again, the so-called backward areas also, there are so many people who are affluent, who have been, because of this reservation, they've gained the social upward mobility. Of course, we are happy that they've achieved a stage. For people who have achieved it, it's time to also ensure that their people at the lower section benefits also. It cannot be a sole privilege of some people only.
Is the protest going to be indefinite?
Yes, if the government, which has assured us that once the Honorable CM comes and we will have a sitting, and if that doesn't materialize, we are going for indefinite, intensified agitation. We'll let you know.
How do you think the policy need to be removed or to be reviewed?
We have already said
I think there are some members out here today opinions.
No, see,
Still the
that is
census
their
is
individual opinions as of now. The government says, the Honorable Chief Minister said that till next census to have patience. Now, next census, you all know, will take another 3 years at the most, because headcount will start after March 2027. And after that, maybe again election year in Nagaland. So, that is why we say, we cannot wait that long, and the commission also cannot dilly-dally for 2-3 years doing nothing, and that cannot be the yardstick. And as one of the speakers said, if the government is serious, it can even take a decision today. That's the crux.